Breaking news, breaking news. Come on in, folks. We have a school shooting.
One engine
Wisconsin.
5 right now, Potter Theater, exiting door 1.
I'm listening to the
Inside,
scanner.
you still have RTO.
So we have a serious situation going on at a Christian school called Abundant Life Christian School, folks. We have a shooting. Breaking news. Apparently there has been a shooting, and they're saying up to 12 people shot, and possibly suspect down. We're trying to get some information. I'm listening to the Broadcastify scanner as we go. Wild scene right now. I do have some footage, and Magnolia, if you could get me some of the footage and put it in the chat, then I can share. So what's happening, folks, is in Madison, Wisconsin, the Abundant Life Christian School located at 4901 East Buckeye Road, Madison. There has been a shooting, some sort of shooting, and there's a mass police response to a shooting that has occurred. I'll give you the time. They're saying, I'm getting the information now. Come on in. So I'm listening to the Broadcastify scanner, and they're saying, this is the details. Incident report 10:57 a.m. 12/16/2024. The Madison Police Department is investigating a shooting at Abundant Life Christian School. Multiple injuries have been reported. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. More information will be released as it is available. We currently need people to avoid the area. Roads will be blocked off at 4900 Buckeye Road. Drivers and community members are asked to find alternative routes in travel and needed in this area. I just heard on the scanner about a reunification center. I couldn't catch it. I couldn't catch where that actually is. But let me show you something, folks. Let me show you the clips that are coming out. A massive police presence at this school in Wisconsin, right outside the school. According to they're saying at least 5 people were shot. I'm hearing 12 people. So there's something going on right now. Abundant Life Christian School, Madison, Wisconsin. So this is bad, folks. This is very, very bad. A bad situation. Magnolia is feeding me some information as we go and try to get an understanding of what exactly is going on here. What is happening? Is it a student? Is it a former student? Is it somebody that just went in there? Okay, so Magnolia sent me this information. This is coming from News Nation. Very limited information as we, we're in real time here. So active shooting reported at Christian school. And it's saying police confirmed there is a shooting. So you guys can see right here. It says police confirmed there is a shooting. Wisconsin, at Christian school in Wisconsin, Abundant Life. Where's that? You know what's even more wild? Just the other day, we were talking about that school shooting in California, in Oroville, that was dealing with the First Adventist, right? The Adventist church, a church school. Now we got another situation possibly with another religious school, a shooting at a religious school. People are posting, saying that the incident happened here. I'll pull it up. They're saying Madison, Wisconsin. An incident occurred at the Abundant Life Christian School. And as soon as a feed comes available or some sort of boots on the ground, Seventh Day. I said first day. I'm sorry. Seventh Day Adventist. That was the one in California. My fault. I'm still trying to process all this information. But this school here, something happened. So what happened? Yes, we're in Madison, Wisconsin, folks. I do have the Broadcastify scanner up, getting the information. Come on in. So what they're saying, let me go back to Twitter and try to get information as it's coming out. Now, this is a really, really huge police presence. Here is a video of the scene earlier, just about 5 or 10 minutes ago, and you can clearly see lots of law enforcement are there at the scene. I mean, that's a heavy police presence in Madison, Wisconsin. They're also reporting that the suspect is down. So we got police activity here at the school, a Christian school. Now, this, again, just last week, it was just a week ago, we were talking about the bodybuilder guy that went into the Seventh-day Adventist school in California. His justification was he wasn't, he didn't prove about the war between Israel and Gaza, and that was his justification. But this is some of the clips that we got thus far of the scene. I guess this is Dane County. The sheriffs have on there Dane County. So we do bring you breaking news on JLR Investigates. So we'll continue to try to find out what in the world is going on here at the school. What in the world is going on here? Obviously, you see a large police presence outside the school. That's a lot of police. So let's continue the conversation. Let's continue to gather info and news clips and things like that as we understand in real time what is going on. This is current, so we're getting the information as it comes through. They are directing traffic away from that area. They're saying up to 12 people could have been shot. 12 people, according to breaking 911, who has now put this out there. Students from kindergarten through 12th grade attend the school. Here we go. Mass shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin. Multiple injuries have been reported, as many as 12, conditions unknown. They say the shooter is down. I've been seeing that over and over. So I don't want to say that as a statement of fact. I'm just putting out the information that is being circulated right now by blue checkmark, pretty reputable, excuse me, accounts. Wisconsin. Come on in, folks. Wisconsin. So what in the world is going on in Wisconsin? Let's continue to see. I want to see if we can get a news report or some sort of boots on the ground activity going on here in Madison, Wisconsin. School shooting. Magnolia, do you have anything that you could provide me? Scan around and see if they have that news report that was on boots on the ground. I saw a news report, boots on the ground. I'm trying to see if I find it again, of a journalist at the scene. Okay, so the Madison Police Department also tweeted this out. Madison. So this was tweeted out 16 minutes ago at 1:02 p.m. 1:02 p.m. It's saying, please avoid the area. Madison Police Department is investigating a school shooting at Abundant Life Christian School. Multiple injuries have been reported. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. More information will be released as it is available. We currently need people to avoid the area. Roads will be blocked off at 4900 Buckeye Road. Drivers and community members are asked to find alternative routes in travel is need in the area. Media staging ground at the Quick Trip. All right, so Quick Trip. All right, so we got that information. I'm sure a press conference will be coming out of this very, very shortly. If the press conference does come, we will hear it here on JLR Investigates. All right, so let me go here and see. There was a news report. Let me see what this kind of says here and put the volume up. Give me 1 second to see exactly what in the world is going on here at the school, Abundant Life Christian School. This is very concerning, folks. All schools shootings should be taken seriously, but it does seem like twice in a row now we're talking about a religious school that was subjected to these type of shootings, right? Last week or the week before, just recently in California, we were covering that particular case. Now we have this. So let me turn up the volume here and listen to see what they have to say, the media reports on what is...
Engine 14, Met 14, which is our TF2 and 3, located at door number 1.
Now that's the broadcast.
We'll stand down triage and transport. We're going to stand down base hospital. And most communications will go through you, but I will have a presence on scene.
All right, so that's the scanner. I'm monitoring the scanner. So this news report says, let's see what it says. Let's go.
From News 3 Now, this is breaking news. Thanks for joining us. We come on the air with breaking news. I'm Josh Ryder alongside Armand Rama. And that breaking news, multiple people are hurt after a mass shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison.
This shooting was reported just before 11 in the morning at the school, which is on 4901 East Buckeye Road. The scene is still considered active. Police are advising you to avoid this area. Roads around the 4900 block of Buckeye Road will be blocked off as law enforcement investigates.
So we do have very little information at this time. We do have crews on the way to the scene. Again, this is just coming into the newsroom. This is on the east side. We are hearing from Madison police at this hour. This is officially happening, folks. We have multiple injuries that have been reported. Police are in the area. We have obviously heard of those casualties. This scene is considered very much active, and the public is asked to avoid the area. Again, this is on Madison's east side. This is an Abundant Life Christian school. So Monday, obviously in the middle of the school day, we know teachers, students, faculty, all in the school, Armand.
Yeah, so this is a considerably large school. We've been told that it approximately serves 200 families from about 56 different churches in the greater Dane County area, including metropolitan Madison and its surrounding communities. Those are all represented in the student body, so roughly 28-acre campus. This is not an easy scene to secure.
Yeah, Madison police on the scene already. We know other police departments are also there on the scene helping out at this hour. Again, mass shooting, very little details coming in at this hour, but we can report that there are multiple injuries inside the school on the east side.
And once again, we will
All right, multiple injuries. So Magnolia sent me something. I'm going to share. Give me 1 second.
This is Carvana.
Give me a second here. I'm going to get some information here to see what in the world is going on. Come on in. JLR investigates the school shooting. And here we go. So we have a live shot of the scene. If Magnolia, if I could call you and get you in the chat, we could find out what in the world is going on here. But you have the police. They're definitely there. Police definitely there. And we're just going to sit and talk. Magnolia, I'm going to give you a call so we could talk about this a minute, maybe try to get some information. So this current scene in Wisconsin. Come on in. JLR and Magnolia investigates. I'm gonna turn up the volume. Let me get the volume here. Let me get the volume up. We're gonna get the volume up so we can listen.
Yeah, let me show you the makeup of this area. Again, behind us is Buckeye Hills Estate. It's a neighborhood. So many neighbors have been out here just really shocked, of course, of the scene. They heard so many patrol cars zipping by them to get here. This is an active scene. You see that yellow tape up. Now, to the right, where our cameras are pointed to right now, that is Abundant Life Christian School, the K through 12 school where this active situation has happened. Again, like Gabriella said, neighbors have seen groups of children, up to 40 at a time, being escorted out of that school and taking the walk to the church that is next door. You see right now more K-9 units are going into the school. It is all hands on deck here. We know so many departments from so many different areas are here. As you can see, the street is just lined with these blinking lights here. We have the Sheriff's Department, we have Dane County, we have Madison Police, we know Monona officers, Fitch-Rona, everybody, all hands on deck here. Now that is the church over there where the majority of the police cars are near right now. And there is also an emergency management vehicle set up that just got here a few minutes ago that's in the parking lot as well. I've been talking with parents. I've been talking with community members. One parent told me she has 2 kids at school, and every day before school they pray that this doesn't happen, this exact situation. Chilling here in Madison on this day, a Monday before winter break, a time where people are supposed to be having their holiday parties, wrapping up to have time with family. This is what these kids walked into today. Now, I'm going to keep gathering information and I will deliver it to you right away when I get it from the scene. But for now, live on scene, Elizabeth Wattis, WMTV 15 News. I'll go get your coat. I'm gonna go get Jason his coat. I'll be back.
Hey, Wattis. Also in my bag in the back is my light.
Bank in the back?
Yeah, a little bit.
Bank?
My bag in the back.
Bag in the back.
Yep.
Okay.
She gets to move around and you have to... 'tis the life.
Abby, can you hear me? I'm gonna try to get a live interview from this neighbor. I need to find him though and convince him. But if you see, just be ready. I couldn't find it, Jason.
Don't worry about it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so this is Madison, Wisconsin, folks. School shooting.
Where that guy went in the engineering hat.
I don't know where he went.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get a live interview. I can't find him, Abby, so... yeah, just stand by.
Federal agents are here.
Federal
What'd you say,
agents.
Jason?
Federal agents are
Federal
here.
Federal
agents.
agents? What does ATF stand for?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Okay.
She didn't even know what
Okay, I
ATF
do have an
stands
update. Federal agents are here from... What does it say?
The ATF.
What does it stand
ATF
for?
has
Alcohol,
arrived.
tobacco, and firearms. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. I have a really quick update. Can I get up here? Yep. Where are they? Do you see?
Black truck.
The black truck? Okay. And we can zoom in there. So why do they typically come to the scene?
Whenever firearms are, I think that's a federal jurisdiction.
bring the screen back.
Just a small update, Phoebe and Gabriella. We've noticed in the past few minutes that we know that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the ATF, it is a federal bureau. They are on scene right now. We saw them. I'm going to move out of the way. There's a black truck in that parking lot. We saw them getting equipment out and taking it to the scene. So a Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms on scene here at Abundant Life Christian School, starting their investigation into what happened, this shooting here in Madison. So we will keep you updated, but still just filled with law enforcement here on scene. It seems like the ATF was going to the church next door. I have not seen any go to the school, but we do know they are on scene right now. Reporting live in Madison, Elizabeth Wattis, WMTV 15 News.
So the current scene outside of Abundant
I might be able to get a live interview. Can you hear me?
Christian Life School in Madison, Dane County.
Hey, question for you. Would you be willing to do a live interview with us and just let us know what you saw?
I didn't see anything though.
Yeah.
I just saw the squad cars coming in.
Yeah. In the area, right? Yeah. It would be super simple. Just
Whatever you need.
that would be amazing. What's your name?
John.
John, John?
Yep.
Okay, and your last name? Hey, Abby, can you hear me? Abby? Oh, amazing.
Diaz
De Leon. Okay.
Diaz De Leon.
Diaz De Leon. Okay. Let me just get the spelling of that. Sorry, my hands are... Abby? Sorry.
What?
Abby? Okay, do you need a super? I can spell it for you. Okay.
Chief Barnes is about to talk, so.
Yeah.
Chief.
More important, I understand. Stay here though.
Yeah. I mean, if you need to go do it, it'll probably be a few minutes, but it would be awesome.
Where is he talking?
At the staging area.
Oh, we know,
off
down over
Stoughton
there.
Road.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have another crew
So-
over there. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we might be able to go actually. Abby? Okay, John, John. Last name Diaz, D-I-A-Z, new word,
D-I-A-Z.
D-I-A-Z, space, Day, D-E, space, Leon, L-E-O-N. John Diaz de Leon. L-E-O-N. Leon. Yes.
Like Ponce de Leon.
Yes. Come on over here,
Take it,
John.
White.
All right, so she's planning on doing an interview.
Okay. But yeah, it's just
I understand.
valuable
It's
to.
serious stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. She plans to do an interview, but here's another feed here. And we're going to listen to this and try to understand what's going on
Yeah,
here.
Gabrielle, you've been on the scene before we got here. Take me through kind of what brings you here today and take me through what you saw and heard.
Well, what I heard was,
I don't know what happened to the feed. The feed keeps going off.
ambulance, squad car. I went to the internet and looked up the scanners, and the scanners said they were doing triage at City Church parking lot. I went, oh, what's going on at church? Because this is where I go to church, and my kids went to school here at ALCS. So I came down, and I never saw so many squad cars. I didn't know there were that many squad cars in Madison as they came to support the kids. We saw a few guys with long guns. They went in the school with a dog. And then a little later on, I saw groups of kids coming out of the school
What can you do to help with this? Letting parents know.
You go to church here,
Yes,
your
ma'am.
family went here.
Yes.
You've been on scene. It's been really, really emotional and scary. I mean, how are you feeling right now?
I would have never thought it would have happened in Madison, let alone at our school here at ALCS. So it's shocking.
All right, so that feed keeps going on and off for some reason. It's probably their connection.
It's
In your faith, I've heard some parents say that they're praying, and they trust in God. And what's keeping you here today, and getting through this?
I've got terminal cancer, so I'm ready to go. I've got terminal prostate cancer.
All right, so that,
We don't know when God's going to call us. He may call us today, he may call us tomorrow, a year from now, don't know. So one needs to be ready because, as some people learn, it can happen in a moment.
What are you going to be praying for tonight?
For the kids that are still alive and shot, for their best outcome. I mean, the tragedy of all what the other kids have seen, the kids saw this and heard this. I mean, right before Christmas, how tough is that to live? And the parents, where are my kids? Maybe they still don't know if their kid has survived. How tragic can that be? I feel for the, I mean, if that were my kids, it would be hard. I can't think of anything harder.
Church and in your community today?
The kids that go to ALCS aren't just from...
They're out of our box right now if you need to reset the shot, but otherwise, no worries.
all right, so there's different feeds going on, folks. I think, let me see here. Apparently let me get this up. Apparently someone's going to speak here very, very shortly. Let me get this up here so we can get a feed. Apparently, I think the police chief's going to give an update or something in that matter. We are live at the Abundant Life Christian School. Abundant Life Christian School. And apparently they're saying that the shooter has been down. Shooter is down. We're just waiting to get info. Magnolia, what's going on here? What do we got going on here? Are we waiting for a press conference or what? What are we waiting for? Possibly law enforcement going to come out and give an update. It looks like. Maybe, maybe not. I'm still trying to get the info. Trying to get the info. Okay, so give me 1 second here. Possibly. We got something going on. Maybe. Here we go. Police.
Usually this is where I start and I say thank you for coming and talk about how important the media is to our community. But the truth is today is a sad, sad day, not only for Madison, but for our entire country, where yet another police chief is doing a press conference to speak about violence in our community, specifically in one of the places that's most sacred to me as someone who loves education and to someone who has children that are in schools. So I'm gonna tell you what I know. I'll answer any questions that I can. There'll be a secondary briefing that our PIO will let you know about, okay? Today, around 10:57 a.m., our officers were responding to a call of an active shooter at the Abundant Life Christian School here in Madison. When officers arrived, they found multiple victims suffering from gunshot wounds. We train on this almost quarterly. The last time we trained on this as commanders was approximately 2 weeks ago. The protocols are simple. Stop the killing, stop the dying, find out who's doing this. And the officers did that, and they did that adamantly. We had officers from around the county and around the state that came in support of this particular incident. Officers located a juvenile who they believe was responsible for this deceased in the building. Additionally, the officers began administering life-saving efforts to anyone who was wounded and making sure that those persons were transported. What we know is that a total of about 7 persons were transported from the scene to area hospitals for treatment. We know that at least 3 people have lost their lives, including a juvenile person. I don't have any other information about those persons who have lost their lives, and I'm not going to release that until we have, of course, spoken with family members and ensuring that they are fully aware of this tragic, tragic scene that occurred today. I want to thank all of the law enforcement partners and community members that came out to help, our friends at the ATF. I've gotten calls from my friends at the FBI, the State Patrol, the Sheriff's Office, Monona Police Department, our fire department. It goes on and on and on. Because this is something that we all prepare for, but we hope we never have to do. As you can see, we have a unification center that was immediately set up where parents and guardians and loved ones and grandparents wanted to get information about their loved ones, and we wanted to make sure that they were unified immediately. So we were doing more than one thing at one time. We're still going through methodically clearing that school, clearing every vehicle, and making certain that there's no other threats to this community, which we believe there are none. We immediately alerted our mayor's office, and I've been on the phone with her and her office constantly. We also alerted Madison schools. We put the schools on lockdown, but there's no threats to MMSD schools at this time. But we wanted to make sure that we did our due diligence in this particular case. Again, we're still going through collecting evidence, collecting information, making sure that our community is safe from what is a sad day for our community and for our country. And we have to do a little bit better. I don't have all the answers that you want right now, but I will tell you this. We have some of the best officers in the entire country. Our detectives are amazing. We're going to go and work hard and go through this scene so that we can piece together what exactly happened. Again, there'll be another briefing in about 2 hours, and if I have additional information, I will certainly let you know what that information is. Again, around 10:57 a.m., officers responded to an active shooter. They responded per our protocol. They found the person who they believed was responsible, who was down, deceased. We know that it's juvenile. We know that there are other persons who have lost their lives. We know that we've transported about 7 people after giving them life-saving measures. It's important to notice, too, that about 3 miles from here is our training center. Today, our special event team medics were in training. And so they got to practice in real time. They left the training center immediately and came down here and doing in real time what they were actually practicing for. And that's why training is so important, and making sure that we can provide the best possible training and the best possible response for our community members. I'm asking everyone to send your heartfelt wishes and prayers and thoughts yet again to a community, but this time it's my community. Dylan?
Yeah, can we start over here with questions?
Chief, you mentioned you're a father, you're the police chief here in Madison. What emotions are you feeling right now after going through all that?
To be honest with you, I'm feeling a little dismayed now. So close to Christmas. Every child, every person in that building is a victim and will be a victim forever. And these types of trauma don't just go away. And we need to figure out and try to piece together what exactly happened. Right now, my heart is heavy for my community. My heart is heavy for Madison, and we have to come together as a community and figure out what happened here and make sure that it doesn't happen in any other place that should be a refuge for students in our community.
Right there.
What sort of gun-related policies, if any, were in place at the school, and did the school have metal detectors?
I'm not aware that the school had metal detectors, nor should schools have metal detectors. It's a school, it's a safe space. So I don't know. Again, it is a private Christian school. It is not under the authority of MMSDs, and that is something that we would have to look into.
Chief, of the 7 victims, how many are students? How many are teachers?
I'm not going to give any information about who the victims are, whether they're student, staff, or parents, because we need to make sure that we can notify people. I think that's the most important thing before we go any further.
But police didn't, they never fired their weapons.
That is correct.
Correct?
Let's follow that one question.
I don't know if it's a male or female, but the police department did not fire their weapons. Thank you.
Scott, are the 3 fatalities you mentioned, including the suspected shooter?
That's correct. Yes, sir. That's correct.
Are the 7 that was transported, are the 3 fatalities within that 7 or addition to that?
Yes, within that 7. Yes, thank you.
Was the shooter a student at the school?
We believe the shooter was a student at the school. Yes.
What can you tell us about the status of the other transports?
We know that they range from minor injuries to life-threatening. I know that's a huge, spectrum, but that's what we know now. And so we need everyone, again, to send your thoughts and your prayers out to them. One thing I do know is that we have some of the best medical care in the country here in Madison. And so we hope that everyone will recover, but at this time, we don't know.
So we did just get an update from our command post. 5 deceased at this time, 5 injured. So total of 10.
You know what kind of gun was used?
Again, this is a ever evolving situation. Just hearing that, what does that make you think? How does that make you feel? That we have to do a better job in our community on a Monday, right? So close to Christmas, and we're updating victims. And so there's a lot of work that has to be done. And we're committed to doing that work. We just ask for your patience. I think the most important part is the reunification, again, that we spoke about, making sure that those persons who are in the schools, whether they're staff, students, or what have you, are reunified, and we have done that. Again, I want to say thank you to all our partners. Again, our friends are here from the ATF. They're going to help us. I heard the question about the gun. I don't know yet, which is why we have a great partnership with the ATF that will help us determine the origin of this gun and where it happened. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and we will have another press conference. Stephanie has the location.
We're doing 2:30 at Fire Station 14 in their community room. 2:30, Fire Station 14.
Steph,
Okay.
can you confirm the 5 who are dead? Does that include the shooter?
That doesn't include
It would,
Are the
yes.
victims
it would.
students, teachers, a mix?
Yeah, again, we're not going to talk about that until we notify all the families that may be involved. Again, this is an ever evolving situation, and we're trying to figure it out. What did you say,
Has
man?
the school been cleared? Are all the students out of the
The school has been through a secondary clearing. We're doing another one now with the help of bomb dogs, just in case. We want to clear vehicles and things of that nature. So we're going to take our time, and we're going to go through and we're going to do everything that we can. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Fire Station 14, the community room.
All right, so 5 dead, 5 shot, including the shooter. Is that the way we heard it? There's a lot of conflicting information. He said 3, and then he was reminded that there was 5.
It is confirmed.
So we're gonna try to get some more information as we go here. JLR investigates. So let me get another feed and see what's going on here. So it looks like they are reporting 5 dead, 5 shot, and that would include the student or a shooter who is a student. They say the shooter is a student. So we're getting that information. This is a live scene outside of the school. The school is obviously closed. Police presence there. So yeah, we are covering this for sure. So we go into different phases on JLR Investigates. We're going to understand who the shooter is. I'm not so sure we're going to get info on the shooter because the shooter is dead. Who knows if the shooter has a social media who knows if the shooter's, on social media. Let's get the name out so we can scour around the net before they scrap and get rid of all that information before they remove it, right? That's what they usually do when it comes to these suspects in these cases. We were just talking about the other day the case of Glenn Little. Remember him? Or Glenn, the individual out there in California that did that horrific act at the Seventh-day Adventist. So let's listen to this report right here. We're getting more information. I'm scouring over the net. Give me 1 second here. We'll get this up, and we'll listen here to this reporter here to find out what they are saying at the scene. Who are these victims? Is it faculty? Who is it? Students? Who got killed?
Yeah, hi, Eric. We're still right by the Quick Trip. We just heard Sean Barnes wrap up with his presser and giving us some information. Now we know that 5 people are dead and 5 more injured. And here with me is Guy Nelson. He is a neighbor who lives nearby. Can you tell me a little bit of your experience here today?
Yeah, I was inside and I came out to see my brother. We talked for a bit and then he went home. And about, I'd say a minute later, there's like 20 cop cars that were going at a high rate of speed right past my house, and I knew something was up, so I was kind of worried. I knew it wasn't just a regular incident, it was something else.
And as this day has progressed, what have you learned and what have you heard? And just kind of tell me how you're feeling right now, I guess.
Yeah, I heard there was possible shooting or something to that magnitude, something very bad. And I was kind of nervous and scared at the same time. Can't imagine what was going on there. You know, probably some really bad stuff. And then, I waited for another probably 10 minutes and more cop cars came. I would say in total, like 70 or 80 cop cars came by before I left. I had to make an errand. And then now I came back and I went to the bank and they were talking about it and I gave them a little information about where I was and what happened. And then I came back and I couldn't even go home yet, so I'm kind of still worried about the situation.
Yeah. And then Abundant Life Christian School is really close to where you live.
Yep.
How does it feel to have a school shooting so close to home to you?
Yeah, it's a little shocking. You always see it on TV that it happens somewhere else and you feel bad, but you don't realize the situation when it's here in your back. It's basically a block away from me, so it's my backyard and it's very scary. Yeah.
Guy, thank you for talking to me. I really appreciate it. I'm really sorry that you're dealing with this so close to your home.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I wish you the best.
I hope everything ends up okay.
Me too.
Okay.
Eric, we're going to stay here and talk to some more neighbors and hopefully talk to some parents as well. This is a very sad day and it's not easy to be out here, but we're trying to do our best to make sure we're showing you guys all the information in real time. But for now, reporting live on Madison's East Side, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
That's her report. So then they mute it. So what is going on? Like you said, the police said 3 dead, but then he was reminded that there was five killed and 5 injured. Magnolia is giving me information as we go to understand what's going on. So News Nation has updated their reports. Five dead. They're encouraging people to get out of the area. Avoid this area. Also, folks, it's being reported that the suspect is deceased. Next briefing will be held at, I believe, like 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. I believe this is Central Time. We are the first people to come on YouTube to report this, by the way. We broke it, as always, when JLR Investigates. Before media was even at the scene. Shooter was a student. This is a scene outside the school. Live shot outside of this Christian school, Madison, Wisconsin. Abundant Life Christian School. Now the question is, who was the student? And there they are, hugging, people hugging. That person had a shirt that said Victim Services. Another sad day, you know, it's 9 days before Christmas, folks. 9 days before Christmas. It's so sad, too, because it's been pretty quiet lately, right? And that's a good thing. We haven't had shootings since the beginning of the year in these schools. A lot of threats. Like we say, these things just pop up, and they can happen anywhere. 7 people transported to local hospitals. And I'm sure in a bit we'll get more information to understand what is up here. People are joining in. JLR investigates the school shooting once again. A live scene outside the Abundant Life Christian. What a bad day, you know. It's Monday, new day, new work, new week, and then this has to happen. K through 12. Is that what we got here? K through 12. I also saw ATF there at the scene too. The ATF was there. Police chief was asked about the metal detectors. He said the school didn't have any metal detectors, but he also said that they shouldn't have metal detectors.
Safety data on that. Need more layers. No, you're okay. I mean, I don't think it's off your roof.
So there is lots of chatter. Magnolia told me about the student possibly being a female student. We haven't had anyone confirm it yet. So who's the shooter? Is it a female or male? So some people are saying this is the hospital. This is a... What do we got going on here? We definitely have a huge police presence there's different feeds up. I'm gonna check out another. They actually muted it. So we're gonna get the identity of the individuals soon. A lot of times we can get the identity of the shooter first before police reveal it, just based off, you know, a little sleuthing and the talk. Usually can get the name before they identify. All right, JLR investigates. Quiet scene. I'm going to look at some other feeds and see.
Oh, our car's value went up.
Maybe we should track all our car's value on Carvana.
All right, give me 1 second, folks. We're going to continue to monitor out here. So what we have is a school shooting, Madison, Wisconsin, Abundant Life Christian. It looks like 5 people lost their lives, 5 people injured. That seems like that's the situation thus far. We don't have any idea who the identity of any of the victims, whether they're faculty or students. It has been confirmed by the police chief that the shooter was a student at the school. A lot of conflicting information. As I said, Magnolia shared that a lot of chatter that the student could have been a female, the shooter herself, but we don't know that, and we're not going to say that as a fact. We're just going by what is being spread around. Magnolia is giving me information as we see what's going on here. And let me share this. A reporter made a report. So this is a scene outside of the is this the church, church itself, the school, or is this the hospital? Because there's some conflicting information. Scott says, dude, your title says 12. 5 plus 5 is 10. Well, there's people online that are actually saying 10 were shot, or 12 were shot. 12. But thank you for correcting me, as we've already corrected it numerous times already. 5 thus far, 5 shot, taken to the hospital, 5 killed. 5 and 5, 10, yes. A lot of people online are saying 12. 12. So, and the police chief was getting that update about, you know, the amount of people injured and killed as he was speaking, because he originally said 3. So, let me see. Magnolia sent me something here. Let me see if I can get this report. And maybe we can share a report here as we're watching the scene here of what is unfolding. Now, they're going to give a press conference probably in about 1 hour and 40 minutes from now.
To hear something like this is happening in our community. I'm going to take another step aside. We'll take one more look at the reunification center. You can kind of see this fire truck is sitting here, and first responders are just entering that area at this time.
So this is a reunification center. That's the way I hear it. A reunification center. That's what she identified it as. Now, I also looked at Flight Radar 24, and I didn't see any choppers in the sky. I was when I went live, usually what I do, the very first thing I do is make sure, you know, to see a chopper if there's any choppers in the sky, but I didn't see any here. So I think by the time we went live, the situation was already, you know, unfolding as far as possibly already the school was evacuated, possibly. What did they say, 10:57 a.m. in that range? 10:57 a.m. Now, a student here at a Christian school, folks, that's a big, big deal to me. A student at a Christian school. All right, this reporter looks like she's about to go on air. So this is the Reunification Center, I believe.
Save time and money with this aluminum sense.
I'm going to get Magnolia in the chat. Maybe she could fill us in on some information. Hello, Magnolia.
Hello.
What do we got going on? Anything you learned while we're sitting here at a live feed that they got a situation? Has anything else have been revealed?
Yeah, for anyone that's just joining, so they have confirmed that 5 people are dead, and that includes the shooter, who they say was a student. 7 people were transported to hospitals in the local area, and this school is called Abundant Life Christian School. They teach grades K through 12.
K through 12.
So it's hard to know. Yeah, I think a lot of Christian schools are like that. So it's hard to know the ages of these victims with such a wide range of grades in the school. But there's a lot of chatter going around that this was actually a female student who did this, 17-year-old female student that killed herself afterwards. But they have not confirmed that. The police have only really said that it was a student.
A student. So this live feed here is the Reunification Center. That's the one hearing it. This is not the school. This is the Reunification Center.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one you're on.
It looks like a center here. That's near. I don't think this is the school. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, anything else?
No, they have NBC's doing updates, live updates, but that's the latest info that we have so far. Just what we just said, that there's 7 people transported. So the total number here is 12.
12.
With including the shooter. So there's 5 dead, 7 injured.
5 dead, 7 injured. Okay, so, okay. Yeah, I know somebody in the chat was saying, well, it's only 10. It's only 10. I did hear 5 and 5 at the beginning stages. That, you know, they say 12 shot.
It keeps updating. Yeah, NBC's doing live updates, and the very most recent is 7 people were transported to hospitals.
Man, Magnolia, right before Christmas.
Yeah, and they said that the range of injuries they range from minor to life-threatening. So it is possible that victims transported to the hospital have died, but those are the most recent numbers that they've reported out of NBC.
So how many people can attend the school? How many people are in the school? Do you know any numbers? Can you?
They have about 335 students. So this is a private Christian school founded in 1978. They teach children from kindergarten through 12th grade. Their campus sits on 28 acres.
Yeah.
And it's part of Impact Christian Schools campuses. And they have approximately 335 students.
So, individuals are putting out there, you know, they're saying, you know, the shooter took their own life, but they're saying it could be a guy or a girl. No one knows. So I'm going to actually turn this volume up. Let me turn the volume up and listen.
3 dead, 7 transported.
So my car insurance just went up again to $159 though.
Look, check this out though.
I got to get an ad blocker for sure. All right, let's hear the report.
Really cold.
It's cold up there, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's very, very cold.
They got a drone in the sky. I can hear it.
Yeah, Eric, that's right. I'm still right out here where I've been for the past hour and a half or so. And it is good news to hear that it's now only 3 instead of 5, but still 3 dead is a tragedy. And one of the main things that Sean Barnes said in his presser was that no matter the event or, you know, no matter how many die, all of the kids that are there at that school are going to remember this. This is going to be something that sticks with them for the rest of their lives, and not in a good way. And so that's one really big thing to take away from Sean Barnes' speech. But that is correct. 3 have passed away and 7 are now in the hospital and with a range of different injuries. That was another thing he said, that it was from minor injuries to life-threatening. So that's a really large scale, but that's all they can really give us.
What happened? She went. They put another feed on.
What they do, they switched over?
They switched over, yeah. So they're now saying 3 instead of 5.
Yeah, so she just said 3 and 7. So 3 dead, 7 transported. I'll see if NBC
Here we got another report. She's about to go live.
Yeah, NBC is still reporting 5. It didn't seem like that police chief really gave very many details about this at all.
Well, it's fluid.
He acted like he was annoyed to be there, which, I mean, I understand it's a tough situation, but he just seemed like he really didn't have a lot of info to share.
All right, she's going to go live, like, in a few seconds. The other reporter didn't even know what ATF meant.
Which feed are you on? Which one is this?
This looks like News 27.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're replaying, because I feel like I've seen them.
It's 40 degrees out there. I just looked at the weather. Low 30, 40. So it's cold. It's not brutal cold, but it's cold. You could tell she's cold.
Yeah, so it sounds like the event happened and was over by the time police even
At this
got
time, there hasn't been an update since the last couple of minutes that we've checked in, But Madison Police Department did let us know in that news conference with Police Chief Sean Barnes, that 5 people lost their lives, including the juvenile suspect who is suspected to be the shooter. MPD believes that they were the shooter. They have not released any details about the shooter other than they are a juvenile. And 5 other people were injured in this incident for a total of 10 people involved in the incident that we know of so far. Now, the active shooter threat came in just before 11 a.m. Police officers from around the county and the state were responding. They found multiple victims with gunshot wounds. Now, at this time, the school is still being cleared. They're searching the area around the school now, such as the cars surrounding the school, every inch of that property, just to make sure that everybody is out safely. Now, I'm going to step aside here. This is the reunification site for parents trying to get to their loved ones. You could see police officers are trying to keep everybody kind of on this side of the road of Buckeye Road. This is the closest that we can get at this time to that reunification center. Again, that is at SSM Health Dean Medical Group. This is the information that we have at this time. Police Chief Sean Barnes says he is not able to share at this time the demographics of those who were injured. He cannot say if they were students, teachers, staff. He wasn't able to specify on that end.
Now she says 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that the other one may have been a previous update, and because it seems like I feel like I've seen this before. So, yeah, and NBC is still reporting 5. So I think that the number 3 was from an earlier report.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they're saying 3 now?
Oh, look at that. Hear that?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they keep changing.
So now she's questioning whether it's 3.
Like, why is this so difficult? I mean, maybe if the police chief had actually given information.
Yes, so Police Chief Sean Barnes with Madison Police Department did say that around 2:30 they would be giving another briefing at Fire Station 14 with any updates that they may have. Now, like you said, these details, it's fluid. It's an ongoing investigation. Details are coming in as we are hearing it. So we are trying to keep you all updated and informed in the best way that we can, as quickly as we can. So it sounds like that number has been moved back down to 3. That is the number that they went with earlier. Now we're trying to confirm if this does include the suspect. Mark, you may have said that it does. I'm sorry, my IFB is in and out of my ear here, so you're coming in and out here. Now, officers from around the county responded to the scene just before 11 a.m. That's the county and the state. They found multiple victims with gunshot wounds. They believe that a juvenile is responsible for this. I'm going to step aside here. Again, this is the reunification site. First responders have moved this fire truck here. My guess is to provide some sort of privacy for the families who are involved in trying to be reunified with their loved ones. You could see that the closure further down towards Stoughton Road, it looks like that squad cars are either blocking the road entirely or they're going to be moving out here soon. It looks like they're going to be blocking it off entirely. That is in a different position than where we were earlier today. Earlier today, we had, as we were on our way here, we were, there was also family members trying to get over here as well. We could see them in their cars, squad cars, first responders, everybody trying to get near this intersection of Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road. Again, this is the closest that we can get at this time to that reunification center. Do want to give privacy to those families at this time. Again, that is near the SSM Health Dean Medical Group. You could see that sheriff is now pulling out and away. They have not blocked off this area over here, only on the one side. So anybody coming from that area is going down this way towards Stoughton Road on Buckeye Road. That has not been blocked off quite yet. It looks like they're repositioning themselves over there, however. So we will keep you updated. Again, the next conference will be around 2:30 at Fire Station 14. Any details that they're able to share with us at that time, they will.
Pretty much everyone who showed up earlier is in that building right now. I haven't seen many people come out of it right now. But again, authorities are directing people here at the intersection of Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road where to go. The intersection congested right now with emergency vehicles. Also, the school right up the road here to my right. So it's kind of in the intermediary between the school and Memphis Clinic right here on Buckeye Road. So we're going to stay here on the scene. Not quite sure what the plan is. Parents going
She's cold.
staying in there until their students physically get dropped off here. If that's how it's going to work, we're going to have to wait and see. But again, we're kind of in this holding pattern at the moment as we wait to hear from some parents about what the process is here going forward. Reporting live from the east side, I'm Tim Elliott from 15 News. Back to you guys.
I guess she's gonna take like a Q&A, or she does these like I don't know what's going on, but
Well, we can only see her in the field. There's probably a live newscast on TV that has the other side of what she's hearing.
yeah, she's about to say something. She got the blanket. Yeah, I personally, when boots on the ground, I prefer heat over cold. Look, she's putting her hand. She's putting a thing around. You see that? It's 40, 50 to 48 degrees, something like that. 40 degrees. It's 40 degrees. Tough assignment, huh? I would rather be in the, I don't know, would you rather be in the cold or in the heat? I can't function right when it's too cold, when it's below 30.
I mean, there's a lot of other feeds though. I'm not sure why this feed is this way. But there's tons of live streams on right now. Even there's live streams, there's news channels that are doing live streams that aren't even.
Yeah, that was emotional. That was an emotional moment. Seeing these parents, this is probably their worst nightmare just before the holidays, just before winter break. I know we had mentioned it earlier. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago that I was one of those students who was just amped for the holidays and winter break, and for something like this to happen, it's absolutely unimaginable. And I can't. My condolences go out to all the families that are involved. I know that Police Chief Sean Barnes, one of the questions that was asked is if there were metal detectors in the school, and you could just hear the frustration in his voice. There shouldn't be.
Welcome to a new adventure working at Southeast Alaska's largest healthcare organization, Search.
Here in Spring Hill, we work hard.
Sorry, folks. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I got to get ad blocker. Got to get ad blocker. So we'll go back to her. Go back, but I'm gonna
It looks like they are starting to block off near Stoughton Road. This has been blocked off, but they're changing format a little bit over there, possibly to keep through traffic from coming through this way. There's no longer a line of cars. Earlier today, there was a line of cars trying to get closer to that SSM Health building. That line is no longer there. My guess is those were family members trying to get in touch with their loved ones and trying to reunite with their loved ones. Coming from the opposite side of Buckeye Road, it doesn't look like that is blocked off either, but heading, I believe it is east on Buckeye Road, it is still blocked off. They are still directing people as needed. They want people to avoid this area if they do not need to be here at this time. Again, the next briefing will be at 2:30 at Fire Station 14, where they will share more details with us as they come in. We have shared what we know so far, which is that several people have been killed. First, it was 3 people that MPD were telling us. The number got moved to 5. It is now being moved back down to 3. They killed the suspected shooter, who was a juvenile. They are not able to share any more details at this time in regards to them. They are also not able to share any details at this time in regards to the demographic of those who were either killed in this tragic incident or injured. They did say that 5 people were injured. Again, my IFB is coming in and out, so I don't know. Mark, you had mentioned the number 3. I don't know if that 5 injured has been changed, but that is what we were told during that 12:30 news conference. Again, more information is going to come in at 2:30 at Fire Station 14. That is the information that we have at this time.
It was changed to 5, just so you know. From 5.
So 3.
Okay. Evan, I need to put I don't have any gloves. I'm freezing out here.
She's freezing.
Brady is so good at just talking.
He's great.
He is fantastic. So Steph said the wrong thing, apparently, which is crazy.
Yeah, they got the hot mic on.
So we're going to the presser at the fire station, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Not Kyle?
No. I told Jason, I'm like, no, I'm gonna go. He's like, okay.
Got a hot mic. All right, Magnolia. All right, so we got a 2. That would be 2:30 Central. So that's not gonna. That's gonna be a while. It's gonna be about an hour and 15 minutes from now.
Yeah. So, and just to recap for people in the chat, the number of people that were killed has fluctuated, but currently they are reporting 3 dead and 7 transported to hospitals.
3 dead, 7 transported to hospitals. Abundant Life Christian. All right. So no word on the shooter. They're not saying like who the shooter is, or they're being tight-lipped, or what's the rumor? What are you hearing?
Not yet. They just say that the shooter is a juvenile, and a student of the school. And so there were 2 killed plus the shooter.
2 killed plus the shooter. So it looks like the reporters are all at the reunification center, not at the actual school anymore. I guess they cleared everyone from that area.
Yeah, I think a lot of the reporters went to the reunification center to do interviews with parents and things like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's terrible. And then we're gonna have to do a deep dive into the suspect, like we always do. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like we always do. We're gonna have to do a deep dive here into the suspect's name and all that. Is there any other feeds with with activity of police or anything like that that you see?
Yeah, there's several. I mean, a lot of them just have like a still shot, like where they just have a camera pointed at the building.
Now, what is this right here? What is this right here? Let me send this to you. I'm gonna go over to this and just see what's going on here. It looks like buses and wild stuff. I'm sending it over now. Let me get it in the chat here. Looks like some craziness going on with some police presence or something in that. Let me see. Hold on. We'll get it up. We'll get it up. And then we're actually going to do the presser once it comes up. That's going to be a while. Yeah, we got this up here pretty first, Magnolia. Right in time. And it's tips like you guys out there that are the ones that are giving us this information in real time. We started getting alerts. What, in the email, Magnolia?
Yeah,
from people. And I started getting tagged on Twitter.
Someone local
Someone local?
emailed about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do appreciate that. To get out the real. But you know, when I say Magnolia, not again, we've been covering the drone stuff. So, you know, it sucks, man. This sucks, man. This is these type of things, you know, it's a parent's worst nightmare. Again, we've said this over and over on the channel. We're like, man, you know, you kiss your kids and hope that they're out there getting that good education, man, but it's just crazy. We're in a crazy world where this seems to be happening far too often and on all walks, like all types of life, like suburban, country, urban, rural, wherever. This isn't, but then when you have situations like this is a Christian school, Magnolia.
Yeah, this is the third one that I can think of that was at a Christian school. We had the Covenant School in Nashville. We had the one just recently in California, and now this.
So they got buses here. I don't know what the buses are for. Are they transporting students? I don't know what's going on here. It's another feed. We're just gonna sit here a minute, trying to understand. You know, you had that terrible shooting in Appalachia High School in Georgia at the beginning of the year, and then it just was more about, you know, there was a few other like stabbing incidents or one shooting incidents, and it pretty went quiet for a couple months, didn't it? Just the threats.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Just the threats, and then it just picked back. Well, I'm not saying it picked back up, but in the last week there has been lots of different. There was another shooting just the other day, an incident in a school too. I want to say somewhere in the Carolinas, but crazy stuff for sure. Let's see if we can get some additional info as we wait. I don't know if this is a bus escort or what. Like they're saying bus is not in service, and then the feed goes away. The feed keeps coming back. These people's power source feeds go away, and then they come back. This is live. WMTV. WMTV. That's interesting. I never heard of WMTV. Remember music television, MTV? MTV. Don't know the shooter's name at this time.
Yeah, a lot of the channels that were live have ended, and I guess they're moving locations now over to the fire station for the press conference coming up in about an hour.
Gotcha. So feeds are slowly. Maybe they'll move these buses. What are these buses? What are they doing? There's 3 buses, 2 buses, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 buses. State patrol. So their vehicles have state patrol in Wisconsin. I noticed I noticed the I guess their state police, state patrol have those type of hats like Pennsylvania state troopers have. It looks like it's a combination too of state patrol and county and local police here. I've seen, and then we also seen ATF. Also seen ATF. Horrible situation. All right, so you gave me a report. Let me turn this in and listen to this report. Magnolia, I'll call you right back. I'm going to listen to this. Is this a report by Lester Holt?
Yeah, it's a NBC report from about 6 minutes ago. They just posted.
All right, I'm gonna do the audio. I'll call you right back.
All right.
News officials in Madison, Wisconsin are speaking to reporters right now at a private Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin, the scene of an apparent school shooting. Let's listen.
From gunshot.
Oh, we already listened to that. That was the police chief from earlier.
This is something that will certainly impact that community, certainly impact those students, the teachers, and the officers that responded. But I think the thing that the chief did point out is that the shooter is deceased, so this appears to no longer be an active incident. 5 dead total. That may or may not include the shooter. And again, still trying to determine students, teachers, if it's a little bit of both. We'll have to get some more reporting on that. What could have caused this? Motivation, weapon used, all of those things not immediately clear at this stage, still very early in the investigation. The chief pointed out this is a private school. It's a Christian school, and so they do not have metal detectors. It's not part of the city's kind of protection plan, if you will, and it's not clear at all that they would even be required to do so. So that's the information as we have it. Still early on, but obviously a tragedy for that community this close to the holidays.
All right, Tom Witter, thank you again. You can see the headline on your screen there. 5 killed, 5 injured now, according to Sean Barnes, the chief there. Again, 5 dead, 5 injured after the shooting at this Wisconsin school. Let's find out a little bit more about the Abundant Life Christian School. Emily Aketa is standing by with more information. Emily, what can you tell us?
Hey there, Lester. Well, the Abundant Life Christian School, about 2.5 hours from Chicago in Madison, Wisconsin. It serves, according to its website, about 200 families in the community, including grades kindergarten up through 12th grade. It is a 28-acre sprawling campus. You can see a heavy police response on the ground, multi-agency response on the ground. We learned from the police chief that they responded shortly before 11 a.m. local time with multiple agencies. And he said that police never fired their weapon. They found the suspected gunman, who is a student. We learned from police at the school. They found that individual deceased. As we're trying to learn more information about the victim, still very limited detail. The police chief wouldn't comment on if it's teachers or other students, but we know just down the road from the school, because that area, as you can see, is heavily blocked off, and they're urging people to avoid the area with a number of road closures. Just down the roadway is a reunification center that they set up at a medical center, which suspended operations through the day. We've been watching through live streams, parents running to that area.
All right, so she's gonna hold on a second. She's gonna speak. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna turn this up and listen to audio. See what we get. I think she was supposed to speak.
chatting. They're like, we need a shot of this. Like, okay, we just want a static shot of this, fine, but like, this doesn't do us anything. Yeah, exactly.
So that's a major miss if the team got up on video. So we could have gotten like a piece of tail out of the interview there. So I'm gonna do it now. You don't know how to be right.
Like the backup call, which is like a disaster. Yeah.
Headed to that reunification center where Tim is, about a half a mile away. There are still 2 more buses waiting to load kids on them. Again, they're doing it in a way that, police are blocking that off for good reason, giving those students some space there. And then again, the buses will take this route and go down the road, as you just saw that first one.
She did not anticipate this. Oh, excuse me, just a moment. I will get back to this. However, this bus is coming through on Buckeye Road here. It's being escorted by squad cars, as you can see. We're going to see if it's going to turn to the SSM Health Dean Medical Group. It appears that the bus is going to be turning in. As Chloe had mentioned, we believe that there are students on this bus. Again, this is on the 4900 block of Buckeye Road, standing right in front of that Quick Trip, the SSM Health Dean Medical Group. It looks like they are pulling in. And this is the moment that some of these parents have been waiting since they got here for.
All right, so yeah, they put out a statement and said that they were incorrect in saying 5 dead. It's 3. So 3. This is coming from the police. 9 total were injured, including the 3 deceased. Parents and guardians should go to the Dean Clinic, located on 1821 South Stroughton Road, for reunification. There will be a 2:30 p.m. press conference at Fire Station 14, 3201 Dairy Drive. I know there's possibly people in the chat that are from this area wondering what's going on. So it went to 3 to 5 to back down to 3. And I think out of the 3, one of them is the shooter, counted as that 3 number. Metro Bus 2330 says not in service. All right, bus is leaving. Live look outside the reunification center. Here she comes again. She has an earpiece, so she's getting info.
Yes, so right in front of the bus, I'm not sure if the camera was able to pick it up or not, but there is a group of people, and it looks like many of them have the vests on, that they're police personnel or first responders, law enforcement, anybody involved in that, just kind of waiting to greet the students as they come off of the bus. We believe that there are students on this Madison Metro bus that came from Abundant Christian Life School, where Chloe Morrissey was, over here to the SSM Health Dean Medical Group. Now, I want to talk a little bit about earlier, I had mentioned that, you know, this just shows how this is impacting the community, that this is not just those who are involved in this incident, but this is a community incident. I'm standing right here on Buckeye Road, right in front of this Quick Trip, and we are seeing some of the workers coming out with carts just full of the water bottles, bringing it to the people who are over here. And as they were coming back, you could just see the emotion on their face. You could just see it. To me, it looked like horror on their face of what they possibly heard, saw, the emotions that they were trying to grasp as this is happening in real time. You could see here that they have moved this fire truck here. We believe it is to offer some much needed privacy for these families at this time and for the students who may be getting off the bus at this time. There's still a couple of cars lined up over here. We believe that they're trying to get to that reunification site over there. People are still directing traffic. We have the police, Village of Oregon police over here. Now, Chief Sean Barnes did say that officers from around the county, around the state, people from the FBI were calling him. People are responding to this scene. It's been an all hands on deck situation for law enforcement. Now, around 2:30 at Fire Station 14, we will be getting an update from law enforcement from Madison Police Department about any details that they may be able to share at this time. As we mentioned, that number of who has been killed in this incident and who has been injured in this incident is fluctuating, but the numbers that we have as of right now is 3 people killed, 7 people injured. The juvenile who is believed to be the suspect in the shooting is deceased at this time. The threat has been neutralized. MMSD schools did go on lockdown a little bit earlier today. However, Abundant Christian Life School is a private school. Those schools, there is no threat to those schools at this time. When that information comes out at the 2:30 news conference, we will be sure to share that with you. At this time, there is only one bus. We've only seen one so far. That is the first one that I have seen. I haven't seen any others. So there is just one bus here at this time, and it's kind of pulled a little ways away, again, to give those families the privacy that they deserve at this time.
Was she nodding her head back and forth? Is she listening to someone?
able to stay there? You want to do?
Yeah, she's appears to be cold. So reunification center, she said they put up the fire trucks to block out privacy, the people that are arriving. I'm gonna check out this other feed here. Give me a second here while we got this school shooting. So pressure's coming up. There's another feed, but it's kind of like the same stuff that we've been seeing here. Give me 1 second here. Let me get this up here. Let's see what we got. I think we have a law enforcement presence here at this scene here. Definitely gotta get ad blocker. I don't know. You guys have ad blocker? I gotta get ad blocker. All right, so we got a journalist here that might be making a new report here. Let's see what they say. Let's see. Here we go. We got another journalist about to give a report.
Yeah, I think the police are trying to keep that moment between parents and their children as private as possible. We can't get a good vantage point over there. It's kind of farther away, and there's a bunch of vehicles in the parking lot, pretty much just blocking our view at the moment. But we know those reunions are happening. Hopefully right now inside the lobby right there, maybe even inside the bus, as parents eagerly await that moment when they can hug their child once again after having probably the worst morning, the worst day of their lives, running over here as fast as they can, frantically trying to figure out what was going on. We saw parents here earlier this morning that were parking and getting out of their car and running up the road toward the school, not knowing that they were supposed to go here to the clinic. And this is where they were going to be briefed by authorities, and they were going to tell them, hey, this is the plan going forward as we kind of work through something like this. There's steps that have to be they have to go through when something like this happens. Students have to be accounted for, make sure everybody's safe. They were taken out of the building, we know that, and eventually put on these buses, this first bus over here, and then brought here to this Dean Health Clinic, just on the intersection of Badger Road and Buckeye Road and Buckeye Road and Stoughton Road, excuse me. But yes, this is the good part of today, this moment of beautiful reuniting between parents and kids. An absolute tragedy this morning, though. Don't want to miss that, though, that 3 people are dead, 2 of them shot and killed, the third person, the shooter, taking their own life. And we know that several more injured and at the hospital at this moment, some of them suffering minor injuries. The chief said anywhere from minor injuries to life-threatening injuries. So a lot of people still having a pretty rough time with what's happening here. It's hard to process for a lot of these parents. It's overwhelming. It's hard to think about where you go from here. You know, we spoke with that one parent who I asked her, what are you going to do when you get home with your daughter who has just been through something as traumatic as this? And she had kind of mentioned, I'm just going to kind of feel her out, look at her body language, see how she's doing. I'll ask her what she wants, what she may need, and let her go through her process. So it's so fresh, it's so new for a lot of these students, a lot of these parents. They see it on the news way too often these days that something like this happens at a school somewhere far away, but today it's happened right here in Madison at their school, at Abundant Life Christian School. So a difficult day for many, but also a beautiful moment hopefully happening for a lot of parents where they get to grab their child and know that they can tuck them in safely in bed tonight. So that's what a lot of parents are doing right now, and we're anticipating hopefully more buses coming this way, as we know that a lot of kids went to that school right up there, just up the road here on Buckeye Road. So we'll send it back to you in the studio, Gabriella and Phoebe. I'll stay here on the scene and hopefully maybe talk with another parent or two.
All right, so he was doing his live report. Every time they're done, they're like, it's cold.
Go sit in the car for 5 minutes.
See?
In the driver's seat.
Yeah, they know it's cold. Ooh, it's cold. 40 degrees. All right, let me get that feed there. Let me get this other feed. And then the only thing we're going to have to do is wait for the press conference. Oh, let me put that there. I look at additional feeds here to see what's going on. This is back at the scene, the reunification center. Oh, she's about to speak again. Right? She's about to speak again. Yep. She's about to speak again. See what she has to say. Any new info?
No, we have not seen any other buses yet, I should say. We just saw the one. We have not seen another one yet. And again, that one bus that has pulled in, it has gone really far behind us. So it's kind of giving the much needed privacy that these families and students deserve at this time. Again, we have not seen another bus. So we've only seen one bus, and we believe there are students from Abundant Christian Life School on that bus, meeting at the reunification center with hopes of reuniting with their loved ones. As you can see behind me, there is no longer a line of parents waiting to get into the SSM Health Dean Medical Group parking lot to be reunified with their loved ones. Over down this way, closer towards Stoughton Road, police are still blocking off Buckeye Road and redirecting traffic and redirecting people who are trying to go through this way. I know, Mark, you had shared the address of this clinic, or excuse me, the Dean Medical Group earlier today. Police do want people to know to avoid the area unless you absolutely need to be over here. You can still see that they're redirecting. There's tons of agencies here that are responding. Chief Sean Barnes said that they are from across the state, across the county. People in the FBI were calling him, checking on his community. And he had mentioned, you could kind of hear the frustration in his tone as he was saying, this is our community now that we're talking about here. This is right in front of our faces here. This isn't in another community. This is the Madison community now. And you could hear the frustration, like I had said, in his voice. Somebody asked if the school had metal detectors. And again, he just said, this is a school. There shouldn't be metal detectors. We had mentioned earlier that as this information is coming in, it is fluid. It's an ongoing investigation. We do now know that the number has changed to 3 people are dead and 7 people are injured. Police did share that the juvenile suspect is dead at this time. The threat has been neutralized. MMSD schools also went on lockdown earlier today. There is no active threat to MMSD schools. Again, Abundant Christian Life School is a private school. However, MMSD schools went on lockdown just to be safe. There is no threat to those schools at this time. There still is not another bus coming our way. I'll pan a little bit. Let's take a look this way. You could kind of see right over here, first responders are still directing people on where to go. And you could see marked cars, unmarked cars, lights are still on. The sirens have died down a little bit. I know earlier today it was really loud. There was a long line, like I had said, of parents and family members just trying to get to their loved ones. I'm sure that there is a sigh of relief going on over near SSM Health for those who are being reunited with their family members. It doesn't look like, from where I'm standing, that the bus is still over there. The bus may have pulled out a little bit further away from us, but from where I'm standing, I no longer see the bus. I also mentioned earlier that there was a group of people standing in front of the Dean Medical Group that was like law enforcement, first responders, people who were clearly a part of police personnel waiting and standing with people. Earlier today, Mark, you had mentioned we saw this scene that keeps replaying in my head as well of parents that were just running to the reunification site with the hopes that their students are okay. Yeah, that was that. Yes, that's another thing that's going to stick with us who are here at the staging site. I don't think that Quick Trip worker came in today expecting that her day at work was going to look like this. But I saw her come out with a cart full of water bottles, and her and another woman were kind of sprinting past us, getting this cart to the reunification site, getting these water bottles to people who are standing over there. And it's small things like that where I'm sure it made all the difference. And when she was coming back, you could kind of just see the emotion on her face. You could feel the emotion here as well between the media outlets. Emotions are running high, and you could see, I think I described it earlier, just the look of horror on her face. And like I said, I don't think she was anticipating that, but it goes to show when community needs to come together, they come together. So yeah, I think that the people who were there are probably going to appreciate that small act of kindness that really, in my opinion, makes a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, no indication about search warrants at suspects' homes. I'm looking on additional feeds to see.
Hey, can you hear me, Cody?
If they're conducting search warrants on anyone's property.
Okay. Do you want to do it right now? Evan, we're gonna change our camera battery.
All right. Let me just check something in the meantime. An indication of where search warrants are being conducted in these moments, folks, is sometimes flight radar 24. I'm going to just put this up real quick and just see if we got anything going on in the sky above that area. Anywhere in the sky. So let me just give me 1 second, because the sky is sometimes an indicator there's searching areas. Now, this is flight radar 24 right here. Nothing in the sky. Madison, Wisconsin, nothing in the sky as far as helicopters. A lot of times when they do these search warrants, the news choppers will follow the police scanner to a specific location. Just so people see, we're looking at Wisconsin here, the state of Wisconsin. So we're zooming into Madison, Wisconsin, and I don't see any choppers in the sky. Not law enforcement, not media, nothing. So somewhere, and this is the Abundant Life Church, by the way, or school. This is the Abundant Life Christian School. This is the location of where it's at on the map. So it's just a little bit east of this lake. What is it called? Lake Monona. Lake Monona. So I figure probably right around here is where this tragedy occurred, and there's no choppers up in the sky at all. So I don't know anything about search warrants at shooters' homes. You would think that the police department would be going to the home, right? The home of the shooter, where he lives, or she, or wherever the shooter is, will go, to their family's home and go to their family's home and do a search warrant. That's definitely a possibility. Sometimes they do that on the sly, but a lot of times the media, the crafty media people, will be actually, following where they're going. So this is still a live feed outside. The only thing we can do is get an update. I do want to know who the person did. I'm always curious about the people that do this.
Around 12:30 today, and told us that there will be another media briefing around 2:30. We do know that 3 people are dead. One of those people includes the shooter. We don't know the other 2 victims.
Did the shooter have a manifesto? That will be talked about too. Did the shooter, and then we get into one of those situations. How did the shooter obtain weapons, right? We're going to get into that conversation. Do we have a situation where whoever the shooter was living with, mom, dad, both, someone, a parent, someone? I mean, how did the shooter get access to guns? We don't know the shooter's name. We don't know the shooter's age. We don't know those things, but that's going to be a lot of the conversations too. Particularly here, in reference to guns, Wisconsin has, to me, sometimes those type of laws that they will possibly charge the parents. Possibly, I'm not saying the person has parents. I don't know, but that could be. We could be in that.
Pursue web development with
in that situation too. Other than that, folks, let me get Magnolia back in the chat just for a second. Maybe she can fill me in on something. We have some of the feeds are going off right now, so I think they're going to that location at that church to give that press conference in about 45 minutes or so. Press conference. Okay, Magnolia's not available right now. She just informed me she's not available. She's working on research on this particular case. So that's all we really have right now, folks. It seems like all the live feeds are transitioning over to the other location, so we'll probably come back on a StreamYard. Let me just do one quick browse through and just see if there's any additional people speaking, statements, witnesses. What do we got here? We got this guy here. Let me see. I don't know.
As they move forward here today. Reporting live from the east side, I'm Tim Elliott for 15 News. We'll send it back to you, Gabriella and Phoebe in the studio.
All right, so he was just ending his report there. He was ending his report. All right, so I'm informed all the lives went off. So we'll leave it at that. We did break this on YouTube. So once again, getting that information out first for all of you on YouTube in real time. I'm sure we probably said some stuff that was not correct. It's a fluid situation. You know, once the name of the individual comes out, we're going to do a deep dive into the shooter, of course, like we do on JLR Investigate. So I'll probably be back in a bit for the press conference. So sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll be back in a bit. JLR Investigates. Praying for everyone up there in Madison, Wisconsin Christian school. Sad. So sad. We'll talk soon.